first of all, you got the win against Bonnyrigg at the weekend in your first competitive game. You must have been delighted to get that result in the opening game.
We were. I think we were worthy winners, although Bonnyrigg, to their credit, did really well, worked hard, good shape about them. It made it difficult for us, but we had to be patient. We got our goals, we should have added a few more, and then we had to get through the last 3 minutes of a couple of nerves, but we had no real problems in the last 3 minutes either. But I thought we were worthy winners and deserved the 3 points.
Well, you spoke last week about having that sort of giving yourselves that slightly longer pre-season than you could have ended up having, but you now go into this really thick and fast time of one game after the other. Obviously a game tomorrow night against Dumbarton. I mean, how well do you feel the side are placed for that challenge ahead?
I think we're well placed. We're still hoping to add maybe 1 or 2 more players, but we have to be patient in those ones. But we've still got a good squad to see us through this busy period, and I tried to get through the game Saturday and get 3 points on the board, because as you saw with other results elsewhere, you can slip up. We got the 3 points on the board, and I get some of the players good minutes, and then I got some of the players on the bench, obviously half an hour, 20 minutes for some, and then a lot of them will start against Dumbarton as well. So I've mixed it and matched it pretty well so far, while chasing fitness, getting the right results.
And you spoke there about hoping to add. Are you any closer to bringing anyone else in?
Hopefully we're not too far away. We might have news in the next couple of days, but we'll wait and see. It's a patience game. You learn, not by mistakes, but you learn. Last year I filled up early and tried to get to my pre-season, and then a couple of players became available that I didn't expect. So we're showing a wee bit of patience this year in terms of we've got a good squad, we're covered for all the games, we've got good backup as well, but we want to add in the right positions, but we're taking our time this year, and quite rightly so.
And just your thoughts on the game tomorrow night against Dumbarton. What are you expecting there? And I assume you're looking to get another 3 points.
Yeah, hopefully. I watched their game, and they were pretty unlucky against Airdrie, I have to say. They had loads of chances. It was looked like a pretty even game, but Airdrie ended up 2-0 winners. So we're going down to Dumbarton on a Tuesday night's going to be tough. So we really need to make sure we've got. I also talked last week about that mental strength. We've got to have it if we're going to get the 3 points against Dumbarton, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we play as well as I know we can play, because we can take the 3 points. But if we're not at it and we show that we'll get the 3 points without working hard or applying ourselves, then we'll be in trouble. So it's a tough game. But I'm looking forward to it, and the boys have been great since they've come back. So if we play anything like we can, I'm expecting 3 points.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Cheers.
Are there any particular areas you're targeting, Billy, for strengthening you mentioned maybe a couple more?
Yeah, I think we lost obviously Dan Mackay and Jay Henderson and Stephen Boyd, so we're a wee bit light in the wide areas. So, and we'll see about maybe somebody in the defensive areas. It's to be honest with you, we've got plenty central midfield, we've got plenty up front, so they're the 2 areas we're kind of keep looking at.
Yeah. Is your trialist still with you?
He is, the big man. He had a slight knock last week, Big Harry, but we've kept him for another week, so we'll get a good look at him this week as well, even though there's a game, and then we'll make a decision on the big fella.
A lot's been made of the League Cup and how early it is, but would you prefer to have maybe more of a pre-season friendly schedule, or get the boys into competitive games right away?
See if we get through this group stage. I think it's been perfect, Stephen, and I'll say I'd loved it this way, because the one thing I couldn't gamble on, right, and we've still not got the right results in this group, but the one thing I couldn't gamble on, and better than most, was coming back too early again and not getting the right rest time into the bodies, especially playing the last game, one of the last games of the season again, as we did the year before. So I couldn't gamble on that. I really couldn't give them 2.5, 3 weeks and then bring them back after the long season they had. So I had to take that. We've had to go about the fixture schedule this way: 2 pre-season games, half games each, twice, and then getting that game Saturday. So I'll be hoping for much the same again against Dumbarton. Full application, working on getting the minutes in the legs, but also getting those right. I'm getting the right results. It's the balance I'm trying to strike.
It's not a guarantee, obviously, but last year we had a tough start, didn't we? Away to Kelty and then Livingston. Does the sort of the layout of the game this year, touchwood, benefit us a bit more?
Only if we get through. Only if we get through. It looks good on paper. It's the right fixtures to try and make sure we get results and get the fitness, and then get into Dundee again. Because you would usually play, and there's no disrespect to the other teams, you would usually play 4 or 5 pre-season friendlies, and if we get the right results while doing this, we'll have 2 and then 3 in the group going into Dundee. So we're hoping it goes away, but it's tough. It's tough teams. Dumbarton tough, Airdrie in our division, and Dundee waiting for us on the Sunday. So it's no easy.
And any sort of injury worries from Saturday?
No,
so
which is great. Yeah. We had a couple of wee niggles last week with Heidi and Max Ram, who got 45 minutes in a friendly for the young boys in Saturday against Clach. So they get 45 minutes in the legs because they have no trained for a week, but they're both back fit now as well. So good. It's as long as I'm talking to you and I'm saying no injuries, I'll be delighted.
Good luck tomorrow, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, Stevie.